Captain America.
Yeah.
Brave New World.
It's a brave new world.
Yep.
It's a brave new world.
So this will be fairly quick and easy. I liked it.
Me too. The end.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
it's better than the Falcon Winter Soldier TV series.
It's better than the last chunk of movies that we've seen, with the exception of Guardians 3 and Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. Yeah, it's really solid. I mean, we finally get to see what's going on with that Celestial in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, they actually reference it.
Yeah, we know that's where adamantium is coming from.
Yeah. Budget $180 million is their talking point, but I've heard that it's much higher.
Like closer to 3, probably.
I heard it was actually like closer to 4. Like 3, I think 380. 380 was the official real.
I'm shocked Disney's still approving that when fucking the Marvels bombs at the box office.
Well, I'll tell you why the Marvels bombed.
Yeah.
Because of all the things that I just talked about with Daredevil boarding it.
Oh, I know.
That it was an hour and 20 minutes, and
yeah.
we sped run through everything, so nothing had any sort of moment. There was no way to anything.
Nothing.
And on top of that,
bunch of flash, no
you
substance.
just got through fucking Thor: Love and Thunder,
yep.
and it was the exact same shit.
Yep.
Like, especially with gore, like, you had the creepiest looking Thor villain in a long time.
You have Christian Bale playing him.
You have, like, one of the greatest actors of, like, several generations, okay? Yeah. And then you have him, he's literally called the God Butcher.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing pretty about that.
No.
But we don't need to breathe. We just run everything through as a breakneck space.
Yep.
And it was like, what? I think it was actually a little bit longer than the Marvels.
Yeah, it was.
The problem, and the worst part is, between both movies, and even with the Eternals, there was a good movie in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fucking shareholders were like, but these movies made $1 billion doing this, so we gotta do this so that this movie will make $1 billion, because every one of our movies has to make $1 billion. And also, we need to have the biggest budget ever in every single fucking movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, hold on, what? Why would Ant-Man have a $200 million budget?
Fucking Ant-Man.
When it's Ant-Man.
Guy doesn't even have an ongoing series.
He's had multiple ongoing series over the course of his
all canceled,
but they never.
No, he's
never,
Ant-Man.
And I have not heard of anyone saying, "Did you read that Ant-Man run from 2 years ago as the best comic book I've ever read in my entire life?" No,
no,
not one person has said that shit.
Never happened,
right?
So,
getting back to this movie is just.
Yeah.
I felt like this was actually a pretty good palate cleanser for a lot of those movies that we just discussed, right? Like obviously Guardians was incredible. That was probably one of the best ways to end a trilogy.
Guardians was never going to be bad.
No, exactly. It was never going to.
It could have been bad, but they brought James Gunn back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. There was that moment.
Yeah, there was that dark time in between.
Momentary lapse where somebody said, "Oh, he said something 20 years ago.
Fire him!"
Oh, after we fired him, we found out that he actually already apologized for that and had said that he no longer felt that way. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Hire him back!
Yeah. And then, but this is the best part. Like, there's no way they went, "Hey, can we hire you back with the same contract?"
Yeah.
He went, No. You can hire me back. This is what I want.
Let's hire him back after DC scoops him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say this. That was a smart move that they said, yeah, we should probably get Gunn for Guardians 3. Like, we should probably let him. And I guess that's probably why it ended the way it did, too.
The cast weren't going to come back without him.
Oh, plus, he probably was like, look, this is the movie I want to make, and if I don't get to make this movie, then I'm not going to do this. And
yeah.
Like, no, that's fine. Do whatever you want.
Can
we just put Adam Warlock in the movie? And then he goes, yeah, but I'm not going to make him a goof. And they're like, well, can you make him a bit of a goof, even though it doesn't make any sense to the character at all in any representation of him ever?
Mm-hmm.
It's Will Poulter.
Come on.
And we didn't even get to see him without his shirt off.
Can we
What
have
the fuck?
Henry Styles show up in the end credits?
Oh yeah, Harry Styles. That was Eternals. That's right. Although we got to see Pip,
We didn't see Pip.
but yeah, stunt casting Harry Styles.
Yeah,
What?
Whatever.
But also Star Fox. Like, who cares?
Yeah. I don't care.
Who gives a
I
shit?
do not care.
I popped for Pip because fucking rights. Pip was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved the hint at possibly seeing the Infinity Watch. I also liked that book because you got that book.
I love the Infinity
I
Watch.
remember reading it. I was like,
Drax
shit,
was a
man.
huge part of it, though. So
Drax. Well, it was all of it. It was Drax. It was Moondragon because
Yep.
Moondragon. We don't talk about her, but she was a focal point.
Oh yeah.
Warlock too.
Yep.
Pip. Gamora, of course.
Gamora was in there. Yep.
Yeah. Who else? That was it actually. Yeah, because it was
for the original watch.
Pip,
Yeah, I think that was
Pip,
it.
Gamora, Adam.
Yeah.
Moondragon and yeah, Gamora.
And Drax.
Or yeah, Drax. That's right. Yeah, because that's all of them.
Yeah, that's all of them.
That's right. Right, but then of course Annihilation hit and rewrote everything.
And rewrote,
which
fucking amazing.
They should have. Like that was a genius move. That's one of those where I'm like,
incredible.
I got to go back
like, that is,
and read Annihilation.
Space opera. Oh god, that is good.
Well, not only does it elevate that version of the Guardians, and of course that's the version that they use for the most, except for Peter Quill. Yeah. Peter Quill was a lot different in the books than he is now. Just like Iron Man. Just like Iron Man. They did the same thing. Iron Man. They just fucking tweaked it to the actor, played to their strengths, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, Nova got elevated huge during that run.
Oh yeah.
Like holy shit. I started reading a bit of his book
on another level.
His book alone, and it's like it's the beginning where it's just him and Overmind in the helmet.
Yeah.
And the helmet's like, yeah, you're the last one. And I'm the last one. We're literally the last of the Nova Corps.
Yeah.
And he's just like, okay, so what does that mean? Well, you have power. Like, you have unbelievable amount of power. He's like, oh, okay, whatever. And then it's like, oh shit, yeah. You're right, I do.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, oh, there's such good series, man. Silver Surfer was great in it.
Wow. Well, isn't it Dan Abbott or Abnett or whatever?
Yeah, it was that, and Andy Lanning.
Yeah, that's right.
They're two.
So. Yeah. Well, and it's Analyst, right? Like Analyst is the big fucking bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came out of the negative zone. Because Thanos was dead. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because Drax kills him.
Crazy. Just fucking crazy.
Oh god, that scene. Oh, that scene was awesome. Drax is just standing in front of Thanos. You're like, oh, this shit's going down.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I would have loved to see that in
awesome.
the movies.
That would have been fucking awesome. That would have been so awesome.
But whatever.
You get what you get.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
As they say.
Okay, so Captain America.
That movie.
Look, so Captain America. This is doing about what I expected it to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, granted, whether the budget is 180 or 380, like I think because the 380 is like the COVID budget, right?
Oh yeah.
So so it's like they don't want to talk about it because they don't want to talk about how no matter what this movie does, it's not going to be considered profitable. I get that, or maybe they figured out a way to eat the COVID budget. I don't know. Okay, but I mean, 180. It did 401 million. It's a serviceable movie.
Yeah.
It's like an Ant-Man where it's like it's bridging the gap, or like a Doctor Strange. Let's be real here. Mouth of Madness would never have done the numbers it did if it didn't come out right after.
Yeah.
Fucking like it was Endgame and No Way Home. I think it was sandwiched between. Was it not? Or did that come out after No Way Home? That came out after No Way Home.
After No Way Home.
Yeah, so that's right. So it's coming off No Way Home.
Yeah, and that's why it blew up at the box office.
There was no way it was going to make that kind of money on its own.
No, yeah.
So, but that's the thing. Like, so I don't want them to think that the only way that these movies are going to make $1 billion is multiverse shenanigans, because like eventually that's going to taper off. Right.
Well, here's the new thing. The thing, though, that like these new characters, no one gives a fuck. People love the originals, and that's why they keep trying to figure out a way to bring them back.
Just recast them.
Exactly.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think some stuff progresses fine. Like the story with Steve Rogers, the way they've ended his story in the movies, is actually perfect. It's fucking perfect, and I love that they have Anthony Mackie stepping up to be Captain America. Because his Sam's great. Like, he's great, and he's really good in this movie. But like, I never thought he was going to be a weak point. Just like I never thought Falcon was going to be a weak point. It was the movie itself, because the last couple of movies they've been showing us is that I don't really know what the fuck they're doing. Right? Like, they think that the movie, like, it's like they think, oh, the movie can't be 3 hours long, and it's like, well, no, it can be, because I sat through Dune 1 and 2. And even though in Dune 2, I did feel the time a little bit this time around than I did in the first one, that just comes down to the story's pacing, right? And also because, like, I'm now hating Paul Atreides. Right? You know, so it's like, oh, fuck. But I also read the book, and I know, and they tell you, like, it's either, the only way this works is that he turns bad. And then he starts doing exactly that, because you know what? He likes power. Right? But I sat through 3 hours, and I didn't feel the time. John Wick 4 is close to 3 hours. The last 20 minutes, you feel it.
Oh, you feel it.
Especially on them stairs.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
right?
Yeah. Get up the fucking stairs!
But
I want to go home.
So their takeaway is, okay, well, the movie now can't be 3 hours long. And it's like, okay, first of all, not every one of these movies should be.
No.
Captain America movies should be around the 2 to 2.5 mark, okay?
Yep.
Because that's an acceptable length to
length.
get the point across, okay? And for the sake of argument, this was 118 minutes.
Yep.
So just under 2.
Just under 2.
Okay? Now, could this been a little bit longer, a little bit more fleshed out? Yes, it could have been.
Yeah, the ending moves pretty quick.
It's rushed. Incredibly rushed.
Yeah, like, I was actually wondering, like, why does China not have any superheroes to help them with this celestial incident?
Yeah. Or, like, anyone else other than Wakandans or Americans.
Yeah.
But the answer,
Whatever.
you know what the answer is? Because they're written by Americans.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Okay. So.
Yeah. You know.
So
but,
the Falcon and Captain America show up.
But even this movie, though, this was another one of those committee movies, because, like, what's her face? Sabra's character. She was rewritten a couple of times.
Yeah.
Ruth Bat Seraph, yeah.
Yeah.
So she went from being, like, straight up former Israeli, like, assassin to being a Black Widow. Because they didn't want to touch upon that.
I honestly forgot about her character already.
Yeah. She was great.
Yeah, she's great.
It's cool to see someone so tiny do those things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm also, like, as a short guy, I'm like, yeah, but one punch from any one of these people, and you're fucking, like, you're not doing backflips anymore. Like, you're lucky if you're even awake. Like, really. Plot was fine. I thought the plot was fine.
The plot was fine. The funny thing about the plot is that it's essentially playing as a sequel to The Incredible Hulk without the Hulk. Yeah. Right?
No, it is. It is. Like, it's the Red Hulk stuff I'm fine with.
The Red Hulk was awesome.
Everything about Harrison Ford's portrayal was awesome. For a guy that pretty much just plays angry old guy or angry old pothead in every movie, even Indiana Jones movies.
Yep.
The fact that he was playing sort of like a frantic, like, trying to keep himself in check type of thing, he did a really good job. Visually, the special effects on the final finished product of Red Hulk looked awesome.
Yeah.
I loved the fact that they had the option for Sam Wilson to take a newer version of the Super Serum, Super Soldier Serum, and he's like, nah, brah. Because I was like, fuck, man, like, that's great. But the tech suit works.
But that worked, right? He doesn't have Super Serum, but he's got the Wakandan armor. So.
Right, so he's got a tech suit. Plus, like, his bread and butter is the wings, and it's flying around, and it's using that fucking shield and all that stuff. You know, and
that shit was cool.
oh, the fight scenes were awesome.
Fight scenes were really great.
Leader was an amazing bad guy.
Oh yeah,
but
I
he
was so happy
should
to see
not
him.
have been in this movie.
Yeah,
It makes sense. Like they tie him to Red Hulk, and that's kind of similar to how Red Hulk was in the comic books. But if he wasn't so good, I definitely would have been like, yeah. But you could.
I
cut
felt
him.
like there was too much access to the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Like I felt like everyone could just be around him.
Yeah, you could just walk up to him and be like, "Hey
Yeah.
man, what's up?
What's up?
Oh, you seem a little angry."
What's up with that?
One thing I find funny about the internet though is there was actually people complaining that D-Man was killed off in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that a couple times online, and I'm like, that's gotta be a fucking fake bot because nobody gives a shit about D-Man in the comic books. Nobody's reading the comics and going, that D-Man guy, I want to see more of him.
Yeah.
Not one fucking person. Even the guy who created D-Man was like, it's probably not the best move to have done.
D-Man. Yep.
Right? So, like...
Big D-Man fan.
It's worth, like, killing Jimmy Olsen off in the first 5 minutes of Batman v Superman, that's worse.
Yeah.
That's far worse.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Special Agent Olsen, and I'm dead now. You're like, oh, cool, that's great. Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks, Snyder.
Gown.
But yeah, overall, I thought the movie was great. It's definitely like a purchase for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely like a rewatch, a purchase. It will sit proudly beside the other 3 Captain America movies.
Yep.
It's a shame. It's a shame that we probably won't get another Cap movie with this group.
No.
We'll see them, obviously.
We'll see them. They'll be in the Avengers and whatnot, but I really enjoyed... Mackie was great in this.
Yeah, but...
The new guy as Falcon, he was great in this.
But also, he was great...
They had that same...
He was great in Winter Soldier.
Their chemistry was just as great as Sam and Steve.
Yep.
You know, so...
Yep.
Red Hulk was great, though.
Yeah.
I was just... To see, like, a rage-filled Hulk again...
Ugh.
I was like, oh, man, why can't they do this with Ruffalo?
Yeah, I don't...
I want to see a Hulk be a Hulk.
Yeah, like, that's... You know what? It's funny, we're talking about speedrunning stuff, and they really did speedrun the different versions of Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it seemed like every movie. Like, you had...
Like, just flying through them.
You had Hulk as Hulk in the first 2.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was like... Well, yeah, because then you had Ragnarok, so you had Planet Hulk.
Yep.
Right, Gladiator Hulk. You had that one.
Right, and then you had Depressed Hulk.
And then for some reason you had Fearful Hulk.
Yes.
Because he was afraid of Thanos, because Thanos pummeled him.
Yeah, and then you got Smart Hulk.
Which is fine. Except that now, like, you have New Age hippie Hulk. Like, I don't even care about the scar stuff. Like, okay, he looks ridiculous. He should not look like that.
Like a green monk?
Yeah, he shouldn't be looking like a monk. Like...
No. No, Scar looks like a green Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah. Plus, he's got that wicked fucking tattoo and everything. Like, looked badass.
Yeah, he looked right badass.
He didn't have to look like that, but he didn't necessarily have to be that version or whatever.
Yep.
But then it's also like, okay, but like I don't know. Like, it was nice to see him in the She-Hulk show, but it was like, yeah, but that's the version that we got to see? No thanks.
Yeah. Then we got She-Hulk.
She-Hulk is She-Hulk. She-Hulk. That's one of those, you either like it or you don't.
Yep.
And, like, if you don't like it, I can understand why, for the most part. But if you don't like the ending, that's when I'm like, okay, you don't get it then.
Yeah.
You don't get it. The whole point was that it was none of that same old bullshit, but okay, fine. Whatever.
Now we got Red Hulk. And Betty's back, so I'm sure we'll get Red She-Hulk.
I don't think so. I think
Little recast. Liv Tyler can't play a Hulk.
I don't think, but I also
She's too quiet.
I don't think that's on the cards because if you think about it, a lot of the stuff that we see in the comic books, we're not going to see in the movies, because in the movies, right, you can't have too many characters that are like Captain America because it's going to be hard for people to judge. Like, you can't have uh, outside of Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to say you can't have Steve Rogers Captain America in the same room with Sam Wilson Captain America in the same room with Bucky, right?
Okay.
But in the comic books, you can have them where they're both Captain America.
Yeah.
Right? Or you could even have all three. They can all be Captain America. You can have, like, them doing different things. Like, hell, Bucky could be the stealth killer Captain America, like the X-Force, right? But, like,
I mean, I don't know. I think they could. They had 3 Spider-Man on the screen at the same time.
yeah, but that's Spider-Man. And also, that's a multiverse movie. I'm saying outside of those types of events. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, you're not going to have... let's just say it's Infinity Gauntlet Electric Boogaloo. Or Infinity Crusade. Let's say it's Infinity Crusade,
Okay.
right?
The Crusade.
Right?
Yes.
And you have that big opening shot of all the superheroes.
Yep.
You're not going to see Mackey's Captain America hanging out with Evan's Captain America.
Right.
That they're not going to do that. But they will have Falcon and they'll have Captain America. Or they might have Steve Rogers as super soldier
without the Captain America without a mask.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? They might have that version, but they might not call him Captain America, but he's fucking Captain America. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There's certain things that they're not going to do that you do in the comic books. And I know you're going to say, like obviously, like, yeah, they did 3 Spider-Man, but eventually you can't keep going to that well.
Tell you, man, if the well keeps giving $1 billion, they're going to keep going to the well.
Well, I think Doomsday does $1 billion for sure.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about Secret War though.
Oh. Yeah.
Doomsday, no, sorry. I think Doomsday is going to be close to 2 million, if not close to 3. Like, I think it's either going to hit 2 or hit 3, or whatever in between. Secret War is where we're going to see it drop off to about 1 million.
You think so?
Or $1 billion, sorry. I
Why? What makes you think that?
I think it's just like I said, like, the selling feature for Doomsday is all of these multiversal returns and stuff like that. What are you going to do with Secret War?
You're going to have Hugh Jackman stand beside Tobey Maguire. And you're going to make $1 billion.
Are you sure you're not going to get that in Doomsday?
No.
Why not?
Secret Wars.
Why wouldn't you get that in Doomsday?
Because they're building towards it. It's going to be a 2-parter. I guarantee you it ends with a to-be-continued ending.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It ends with Peter Parker seeing Tony Stark under the Doom mask.
Yes.
That's how it ends.
Yeah.
And then it starts with a fucking, like, depressed Peter Parker.
Right.
Who's like, what the fuck? How do I fight that guy?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, but it's not Tony, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, okay, but it's also Tony. Like, it's...
And it's Secret Wars, so I'm sure he'll get the black costume.
I mean...
A symbiote.
I mean...
If you will.
I mean, come on.
Is Spidey 4 coming out in between the 2 Avengers movies?
Yes.
It's coming out in between.
If
okay.
I remember correctly, it's coming in between. Hold on. I'm almost certain.
Oh, man, I can't wait for that. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I really can't wait for Spider-Man 4. Like, I really can't. Doomsday is another one. I can't wait for that one. So it's July 31st, 2026 is the release date.
Doomsday cast is pretty crazy so far. They're going places I wasn't expecting.
I didn't expect a lot of the, like I said, Alan Cummings coming back as Nightcrawler? Like, what?
All the X-Men stuff threw me. They said Kelsey Grammer, I was like, okay, yeah, he was in the Marvels.
Yeah.
They said Patrick Stewart, was like, no, okay.
Yeah,
but then Ian McKellen, I was like, oh, Magneto!
That one kind of threw me too. I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit. And then Rebecca Romaine, I was like, what? James Marsden, I was like, what the fuck?
May 1st, 2026 for Doomsday. And then Spider-Man is July. So it's May, then it's Spider-Man, and then it's then the next year.
Plus Deadpool's going to definitely be in Secret Wars.
Well, he's in both.
He could be in both.
No. He is in both. Just like Hugh Jackman is going to be in both.
Yeah, The cast is way bigger than that.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, sure, they're announcing all this stuff here.
Yeah.
But they're not announcing all of them.
No. Chris Pratt will be back.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Star-Lord's 100%
If he isn't back, that's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Who did he piss off?
Yeah, right?
Right?
He'll be back.
He should be back. They literally told us he would be back in Game Guardians 3.
Yeah. Star-Lord will return.
You know what? Like, I do kind of hope that they do pretty good course correction. But I feel like there has to be a fundamental change at the top, though. Like, there has to be some sort of pushback at the fucking shareholders and those guys. Because, like, that's a large part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of like Spider-Man writing the book Spider-Man. Like, it's such a prominent, popular character that the editors are literally like, they've got a handbook of things that you can and can't do with Spider-Man, and then you have to write a story around that, right?
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of like where now Daredevil is getting into that stage too, where they're kind of like, yeah, okay, but, or at least I thought so until this run. I was definitely thinking they were in some shit there because of all the stuff. Because the prominence of Daredevil now is way huger, even before the show. Like, the Netflix show put him, like, started popping him up there.
Yeah.
But it's within the last couple of years that it's exploded because, of course, we're so passionate about it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the kind of the part where they're like, look, I understand you want to make money. We want to make money too, okay? But the way we've been doing it hasn't been making the money that we used to be able to make. Because, like, some of these movies are objectively bad movies. They're not subjectively bad.
Yeah. It's
not like you like Batman Begins and you don't like Dark Knight, right? That's personal, right? Like, you have your reasons.
I
right?
don't like Dark Knight, but yeah.
I don't not like.
Yeah, I do not like.
Yeah.
But
No. Like,
no,
you could tell me, like, you could say, like,
Batman Begins is a better Batman movie to me.
Right. So, and that's a subjective argument for yourself, right? Yeah. But objectively, like, Dark Knight is a phenomenal movie, right? Like, and I feel like as a movie,
the whole trilogy is 10 out of 10s across the board. Like, I mean,
right? So, but that's like, I don't know, man. And also, like, you have to understand, like, not every movie has to have that Marvel style of humor.
Yeah.
Which is also no longer funny.
No.
Right? Like,
no, it's not.
Because you sit there and you play the game where you're like, okay, when's the next joke happening?
Yeah.
Oh, something serious just happened? Let's see the joke. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So thankfully with this movie, there wasn't a lot of that. Like, there was...
No, there was a little, like...
hilarious banter and stuff like that.
As you would have between two friends.
And they had a couple of, like, palate cleanser jokes, but for the most part, they didn't treat the subject matter like a joke.
Right.
Which is what you saw in the Marvels, and that's what you saw in Love and Thunder. These are jokes now. Now we're laughing at the people who like these shows instead of laughing with them.
Yeah.
We're basically saying you're a fucking loser for liking this shit. Especially this shit.
Like, Ross shrinks down back to, from Red Hulk, and he goes, "Whoa, did you see what I did? Look at the destruction. Wow.
High five,
taxes
bro.
are going up." Like,
I don't think I'm winning the next election.
Oh,
no. Right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, oh, fuck. Like, yeah, we wouldn't have had that moment with Liv Tyler. Right? Like, so overall, is it the best movie I've ever seen? No. But it is one hell of a good step in the right direction.
Oh, yeah.
Really.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like a part of this is kind of similar to Daredevil Born Again in the sense that, like, if you didn't have an actor as good and as invested as Anthony Mackie as this character, and I don't think he's a stellar actor by any means.
No, he's not.
Right?
No,
but he's good. Like, he's good enough
to be able
to do this shit.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Like, I mean, he was a highlight for me in Foz. Right?
Yep.
But it was really just him and Bucky that you were kind of watching the show for. Especially once you realize that Sharon Carter is playing such a weird character that you're just like, okay, whatever.
Well, yeah, that's what turned me off from the show.
And then Baron Zemo was cool, but at the same time, it was still just like, okay, but, like, it's still fucking Baron and Zemo. Like,
yeah. Well, you guys raving together.
I don't know why you're trying to make him like Loki. Right? Like,
Yeah.
stop trying to make fetch happen. But yeah, so step in the right direction. It's a purchase for me. I can't wait.
And they basically set Mackie up as the new Tony Stark to go around and get the Avengers back together.
Actually, I pictured him as the new Phil Coulson.
Ah, the Coulson.
The Coulson. Yes.
Ah.
But I like it. I actually like the idea that Captain America is scouting the new team.
Yeah.
But I also liked how his thing was similar to Steve's thing, where it's like, I don't have any problem with registering us as heroes. My problem is, what happens when we want to go here, and you say, no, you guys can't,
Yeah.
right? But people are dying. You want us to sit here and go, politically, it won't look good, right? And that's his thing. He's like, look, I'll create the Avengers, but like, it's its own entity. It can't be your Avengers,
Yeah.
right? So, like I said, it's a step in the right direction. I'm pumped for it, and I can't wait for Fantastic Four.
Oh, me neither.
I did not think that I was going to be this hyped for this movie because I'm not the hugest Fantastic Four fan.
Mm.
You know, I love the concept. I love
Oh,
the
yeah.
idea.
Oh yeah, I love the concept.
And there's runs that I want to check out just because. Like, even the most recent run is one of those ones that I want to check out just because I've heard such good things.
It's supposed to be really good.
Right? You know, and a lot of, like, really good writers have had some crazy good runs, right? So, but, like, this movie.
I mean, you go right back to the Wade Wieringo run, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's
exactly. I was just going to say, like, that's... Especially, I love that one because that's the one that had Doom come back.
Yeah.
But now he was also... like
into magic and shit.
He leaned into the gypsy aspect
Yeah.
of his character for the first time ever. So it was this weird mix of techno magic.
Really cool.
And, oh, wow. And
I actually read quite a bit of that run.
I know. Like, and Ringo's cartoony art worked perfectly with his sinister-looking Doom. Like, fuck, such a good
and then the follow-up after that was Millar and Hitch, and I read all that.
Yeah. And also, like,
two good runs, two totally different runs.
Fucking Mark Waid.
Yeah.
Like, that guy can't write a bad book.
No, when it comes to superheroes, he knows his shit.
Oh, man.
100%.
So, like, and that's why I think Dan Slott on Superman won't be bad.
Yeah.
But also, like, I mean, there's way more good in Dan Slott's run than there is bad.
For what? Spider-Man?
Yeah. Like, think about it. He did it for like 10 years.
Honestly, I didn't really read much of it, so I can't diss the guy. I didn't read much of it. It's not on him.
No.
It's the fucking whole one more day,
brand
new day, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
I read chunks of that, and I mean, it's good for what it is, because it's obviously hamstrung, right? But as he gets going, like, I mean, he introduced the Spider-Man Beyond stuff. He had Peter Parker become rich.
Spider-Verse was him, right?
Spider-Verse was him. Doc Ock becoming Spider-Man.
I can't diss Dan Slott because his She-Hulk run was incredible. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite runs.
But also, like, his end run on the book was incredible. He had, like, Green Goblin.
Oh, the Red Goblin.
Yeah, joined up with Carnage, and then he basically just was, like, going through different symbiotes. He was trying to fight it. Like,
yeah.
It was a crazy cool ending, but it was like, oh man, it was so good, so good. So I mean, I'm pumped. You know, DC's been banging it out of the park.
You know what? He's a better guy for a superhero than Bendis. So
yeah,
like Bendis to me, his strengths were always street level stuff.
Yeah,
like his Avengers was, you know, it had some highlights, but
yeah. Well, the initial run I thought was really good. Like the first one right after Disassembled.
Yeah.
Where he's establishing the team.
The first couple arcs of New Avengers, that was good. But then he started doing Mighty Avengers and Dark Avengers and 4 volumes of New Avengers. And it was just...
Yeah.
Superhero stuff.
I agree.
X-Men, you know, like, he's great with, like, Daredevil was awesome, obviously.
Daredevil was great.
Alias was incredible.
Well, it's funny, it's like we're saying grounded, but then you have Spider-Man. Like, his Ultimate Spider-Man run is grounded, but also completely not at all.
That's true. But he started it from scratch. I don't think he would be able just to hop into Amazing and take over. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so, you know, so yeah, like I said, Fantastic Four, I think is...
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I really Holy crap. And Thunderbolts. I can't wait for Thunderbolts either.
Thunderbolt's another one I'm pretty pumped for, but I'm not like Fantastic Four is the one where I'm like, this is return to form. I feel Thunderbolts will be the surprise sleeper hit though.
Yeah,
it'll depend on how well they stick the landing with the Void / the Sentry.
As bummed out as I am that we're not going to see Norman Rad in Fantastic Four, I am going to see a non-gas cloud Galactus, and that pumps me up.
Yeah,
so much.
And also, just because we're on the cusp of multiverse shit,
much.
We could still see Norman Rad.
Oh, we could. Absolutely, we could.
And I don't see why we wouldn't. Is Doug Jones still alive?
Oh, yeah. So is Lawrence Fishburne.
Hey, look at that.
Let's fucking do it.
Look at that. I always forget that he voiced him.
Yeah.
That's right.
Such a good voice for it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, yeah. So that's where I'm at. Captain America was great. I
great
really
movie.
Enjoyed it. In terms of a rating, like I would say that's a solid 3 Chris heads out of 5.
I think you gave it a 3.5. I think it was a 3.5.
It's a 3 for me.
It's a 3?
Yeah, 3 for me. Yeah. But that's respectable.
Yeah.
It's a respectable move, especially coming out of like almost a fucking god-awful string of just shit. Like, really.
I mean, I was a completionist for the Marvel movies.
So, you and me both.
So for me to not...
Well, no, that's not
for
true.
me to like
No,
be like, for 3 of them, at least 3 of them in the new phase, where I'm like, nah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't want it.
No.
The only reason I got Love and Thunder is because I got it for free. It's the only reason it's out there.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
And I mean, like, I'll watch it for the Christian Bale shit because he's epic in it. But...
No, you know what I'll do? I'll watch YouTube clips of the Christian Bale
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Because the other stuff sandwiched around that.
I really like Natalie Portman.
I was just going to say.
Thor. She was really great in
the
that.
Jane Foster Mighty Thor shit was great. But again, you sped run that.
You sped run that. Her stuff was really good, but she's also hanging out with fucking Dude Love Thor over here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, Dude Love Thor was refreshing to see in Infinity War. Or Endgame, sorry. In Endgame.
Yeah.
It was refreshing to see him in Endgame. And it was kind of funny that they touched upon it in Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
But it was still just one of those where it's like, I get it, it's Taika Waititi, you know, and they basically just was like, yeah, do the same thing you did with the other one because it made so much money.
Yeah.
Right? But don't make it as long.
Except this time, you know how you showed us a Ragnarok script? We don't want to look at the script this time. You just run with it.
Yeah.
You just do your thing.
You just do whatever you want, but just make sure it's no more than an hour and a half.
Holy fuck, this is not good. What did we do? Oh, yeah. Wow.
But hey, look how funny it is.
Yay!
Right?
Yeah.
It's funny, right?
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Okay, all right.
That's that.
So, thank you so much again for watching this 2-part of Daredevil Born Again and Cap 4. And as always, we know where you are. You know where we are. Let's hang out again next time.
We know where they are?
Yeah, they're online.
Oh, they're online. Okay. I thought you meant physically.
Online.
That'd be creepy as fuck.
I don't have cerebral or telepathic abilities. I can't.
That's exactly.
I can barely tell you where I am right now.
That's exactly what a mutant would say to someone, too.
But you know the drill. We are where we are, and we're not where we're not. So, thanks again for checking us out, supporting us. We love you all. Take care.